Late one stormy night, a young woman named Emma found herself standing on the edge of a cliff, the wind howling around her, and waves crashing violently against the rocks below. She had come to this desolate spot, driven by despair, feeling that life had lost all meaning. Her heart ached with the emptiness that had engulfed her for as long as she could remember. Just as Emma took a step closer to the edge, a voice pierced through the storm, startling her. "What are you doing here?" an old man asked, his voice gentle yet firm. He stood a few feet away, his eyes kind but filled with a sorrow that mirrored her own. Emma turned to face him, tears streaming down her face. "I have nothing left to live for," she cried. "I don't know what happiness feels like anymore." The old man nodded slowly, as if he understood her pain. "Come," he said, extending his hand. "Let me tell you a story." Reluctantly, Emma took his hand, and he led her to a small nearby cottage. Inside, the warmth of a crackling fire and the scent of fresh bread greeted them. They sat by the fire, and the old man began his tale. Once, there was a wealthy king who had everything a man could desire: power, riches, and a beautiful palace. Yet, he was deeply unhappy. He could not understand why he felt such a void inside. Determined to find happiness, he summoned the wisest men and women in his kingdom and asked them to find the secret of true happiness. The wise men and women traveled far and wide seeking answers. They returned with scrolls filled with wisdom, but none of it brought the king peace. Frustrated, the king decided to disguise himself as a commoner and journey through his kingdom in search of happiness. One day, while wandering through a poor village, the king met a humble farmer. Despite his simple life, the farmer radiated joy. Intrigued, the king asked him, "Why are you so happy? You have nothing compared to what I possess." The farmer smiled and replied, "Your Majesty, happiness does not come from material wealth. It comes from within. I have my family, my health, and the love and support of my community. Every day, I find joy in the simple things: the warmth of the sun, the laughter of my children, and the satisfaction of a hard day's work." The king pondered these words and decided to stay with the farmer for a time. He helped with the farm chores, shared meals with the farmer's family, and experienced the simple pleasures of life. Gradually, he felt the weight on his heart lift. He realized that true happiness comes from gratitude, love, and being present in the moment. When the king returned to his palace, he no longer sought happiness in material possessions. Instead, he focused on fostering love, kindness, and gratitude within himself and his kingdom. And from that day forward, he was a truly happy man. The old man finished his story and looked at Emma, his eyes filled with wisdom. "Happiness is not something you find, my dear," he said softly. "It's something you create within yourself. It's in the moments you share with loved ones, the kindness you show to others, and the gratitude you feel for the simple blessings in life." Emma sat in silence, the old man's words sinking deep into her heart. For the first time in a long while, she felt a glimmer of hope. She realized that she had been searching for happiness in all the wrong places. With a newfound sense of purpose, she thanked the old man and left the cottage, determined to rebuild her life with love, kindness, and gratitude. As she walked away, the storm began to calm, and the first rays of dawn broke through the clouds. Emma smiled, knowing that she had found the true path to happiness.